I think that it's timeless. These are kind of stories that we've heard since we were younger, and there's always a different lens that you can take from it. Shakespeare likes to have more of those chaotic pieces rather than those like romantic pieces. That likes to get people thinking rather than like, oh, that's so sweet, what a sweet story. It sounded like they were getting like their vocal cords like warmed up and just feeling the room. It kind of felt like they were when you get a new pair of shoes, you have to like try them out.
So the Friends of Shakespeare are a group of people who donate money every year to bring a different Shakespeare show to campus and also bring 5 actors to conduct workshops with their students in their classes. The language, the characters, the plots, there's so much at stake. On every level, it's just such meaningful material, and obviously these actors bring a lot to it.
Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial joytress of this warlike state, and we as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye.
So I'm, for example, playing Laertes and Ophelia. So that's interesting because they're brother and sister and they talk to each other a lot. So you'll have to see the show to see how we do it. But it's, as an actor, it's a great opportunity to really explore a relationship. And because they're brother and sister, that's quite an interesting, complex relationship that goes on there of family love and protection, but also challenge and playfulness. And they're apart for most of the play, but when they come together, the scenes are really telling about the heart of those characters.
They really have to use their bodies and faces and voices to convey different characters. So it really highlights Shakespeare's language, but also the differences between the characters and the craft of the actors.
I'm playing men and women, so I've had to think about how can I play a man with truth. And a lot of that, for me, starts at the feet, which is just simply how do you walk, how do you hold yourself, how much space do you take up? Even in very small ways, how do you show that in your physicality?
It means so much to me just because I think a lot of our students have never seen a play before, much less a Shakespearean play. So for this to be the first show that they see, many of them, it's just really important, I think, to the community, that exposure to the arts and fostering that love of the arts.
The children get to see a really high quality production that has actually been slightly edited to be about 60 minutes and to include themes that they are going to find more interesting. The whole family can come because that is part of the mission of the Magik Theater, and that is what we're providing for San Antonio.
We bring them to theaters, but we also bring them to schools, churches, temples, mosques, libraries, really anywhere where people gather. And what I love about the job is most often there are children there who are seeing their first play. It's funny that it's called Much Ado About Nothing because there's certainly a lot that happens in the play. The three-dimensional real human being standing in front of them is always a more empathetic experience. And people, you know, as Hamlet says, to hold the mirror up to nature, that you can, these children see themselves in these characters, I think, more so than they will in movies and on TV.
Spoil tonight, and you be vegetant. I beseech you. Wait.